Now at 6 and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, an agreement on the debt ceiling reached this past Saturday. And a new poll shows more and more Americans favor stricter gun laws. Plus, veterans come together to honor those who sacrificed their lives on this Memorial Day.
Stable air, unstable air, but as the sun continues to destabilize us, yeah, we're seeing some showers popping up here in the Crossroads. We'll talk all about them, but first, here's Zach.
And the Boston Celtics look to complete history tonight in Game 7. I'll have that coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now at 6. Good evening, I'm Karina Garcia. Thank you for joining us. Don Brubaker has the day off. Veteran organizations from across the region came together in a solemn ceremony to recognize those who gave the ultimate sacrifice to protect our country. Giving the Memorial Day address was General Clint Anderson. He moved to Victoria several years ago from Arlington, Virginia. He gives fellow veterans this advice when it becomes difficult thinking about those who make it back home alive.
They need to remember people sacrificed for them, and to drive on. You don't take a shortcut. You know, think about their lives and.
The ceremony also included a placing of the wreaths, 13 in total, each representing an area veteran organization. Lise Weaver, the Victoria County Veteran Council chairman, gave the opening remarks and led the Pledge of Allegiance, which was followed by a powerful performance of the national anthem by Kevin Gaskin. Memorial Day services will take place this evening at 8:15 p.m. at the Field of Honor. There will be a flag retirement ceremony and a reading of the 441 names of the Golden Crescent Patriots who made the ultimate sacrifice while serving in the military, encompassing World War I and II and the Korean and Vietnam War, as well as Operation Iraq Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom. And today, President Joe Biden honored Americans' fallen service members. He marked the 115th observance of Memorial Day with the long-held tradition of laying a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier in Arlington National Cemetery.
We must never forget the lives these flags, flowers, and marble markers represent. A mother, a father, a son, a daughter, a sister, a spouse, a friend, an American. Every year we remember, and every year it never gets easier.
Later, Biden addressed the sacrifice of generations of U.S. troops who died fighting for their country during an address at the ceremony. And now let's take a look at your forecast with meteorologist Howie Gordon, who tells us it's barbecue weather today. Howie?
I think pretty much. I think you're right, Karina. Now, Mac and I, we've been talking about rain for days and days and days, and we are seeing some. We're just not having really widespread heavy showers. It's more on the widely scattered heavy showers in some spots. What's going on is high pressure is kind of overlapping some of these storms because they're kind of fighting it out, the stable air versus the unstable air, and most of the stable air, for the most part, winning at the moment. But as the sun continues to heat us up and further destabilize the atmosphere, we are seeing some storms that develop, are getting a little stronger. We are seeing down in the Corpus Christi area egg and golf ball size hail with 70-mile-per-hour winds with severe thunderstorms. At the moment, not seeing that here in the Crossroads, but we'll talk more about this coming up in my full forecast in just a bit, Karina.
Thanks, Howie. Now, President Joe Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy were able to reach an agreement Saturday on a deal to raise the nation's debt ceiling. The legislation is now being considered by congressional lawmakers, with both party leaders saying neither side got everything they wanted.
As the clock ticks towards the June 5th debt ceiling deadline to avert a historic default, congressional lawmakers are now reviewing the bipartisan agreement struck between House Speaker Kevin McCarthy and President Joe Biden.
I'm confident that we'll get a vote in both houses, and we'll see.
McCarthy saying a vote in the House is teed up for Wednesday. Ahead of that, the House Rules Committee is meeting tomorrow to discuss the bill.
Are you concerned about the Rules Committee meeting tomorrow at all?
The 99-page legislation includes suspending the debt limit until 2025, notably past the next presidential election, capping government spending for 2024 and 25, cutting $20 billion in new funds to the IRS over the next 2 years, rescinding $30 billion in unused COVID-19 funds, and increasing work and age requirements for food aid programs for low-income Americans.
One of the issues here, as Democrats will point out, sometimes they are the sole person in the family.
The agreement also increases defense spending, keeps Social Security and Medicaid intact, and expands veterans' benefits. But some Democrats are still angry any compromises were made to raise the debt ceiling. Representative Debbie Dingell on MSNBC.
I feel cornered. I feel like we are being held hostage.
The deal also drawing fire from hardline Republicans who argue McCarthy made too many concessions, though the speaker expressed confidence the bill would still pass in time to avert a U.S. default, with the majority of his conference supporting it.
Over 95% were overwhelmingly excited about what they see.
In the Senate, any single senator could block swift passage, and if they do, the procedural steps that would follow could take as long as a week, time they don't have. Republican leader Mitch McConnell has asked his members not to make any unnecessary delays. Em Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
A string of shootings rocked communities across the nation on this Memorial Day weekend. Officials say at least 3 people were killed and multiple others injured in a shooting at a motorcycle rally in Red River, New Mexico Saturday. Police say it started with a confrontation between motorcycle gangs. Meanwhile, police in the Seattle area searching for a suspect after a Saturday shooting at a casino left 3 people hospitalized in critical condition. In Baltimore, 5 people were shot Friday, though those injuries are believed to be non-life-threatening. A suspect also still at large in Washington, D.C. after a man was killed in a shooting at a metro station Sunday morning. That shooting started with an argument on the train. And in Atlanta, 2 teens were shot Sunday morning outside a high school. Now, this new poll reports most Americans say gun control laws should be generally stricter, with broad support for preventing anyone under the age of 21 from buying a gun. The poll finds 64% favor stricter gun control laws, while 36% are opposed, similar to a survey taken last summer following the mass Uvalde shooting at a school there. The White House received lower marks for its approach to gun policy, with just 30% of Americans approving of President Biden's handling of this issue. And so this brings us to your viewer poll. Scan that QR code on your screen to vote now. The question is, what percentage do you fall in for stricter gun control laws? Is it the 64% favoring stricter laws or the 36% opposed to these stricter laws? We take a look at these results, and 64% are at 64% and 36% are at 36%. Oh, wow. That's a interesting poll there, but we want to keep on hearing from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part, and we will have an update on 25 News Now at 10. The founder of Theranos, Elizabeth Holmes, goes to prison tomorrow. She will begin serving an 11-year sentence at a prison in Central Texas. Holmes was convicted last year of lying to investors about the company's blood testing technology and its financial health. Earlier this month, a federal judge ordered her to pay $452 million in restitution to the victims of her crimes. Holmes is expected to surrender to a minimum security federal prison in Bryan, Texas. The Texas state legislature passed 2 bills on Sunday authorizing the state Secretary of State to order administrative oversight of a county elections office if a complaint is filed. The measure would affect any county with a population of more than 4 million people. Harris County currently meets the criteria and has leaned Democratic in recent elections. Voting rights activists are saying this is a power grab, but Republican leaders say their move is to provide voters with confidence in their elections. Harris County experienced election problems last year, causing the former elections administrator to resign. Alrighty, stay with us. Coming up next on 25 News Now at 6. This morning, a rare daytime attack on Kyiv by Russian forces. Also ahead, a man in Arizona is charged with killings in 5 different shootings. man is facing murder charges in Arizona after 5 separate shootings left 4 people dead. Irene Byers was arrested and charged Sunday with 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted first-degree murder. The shooting started in Phoenix Friday, where a 41-year-old man was killed. 3 other men were killed and a woman was injured in 4 separate shootings on Friday night and early Saturday morning. Probable cause documents say Byers admitted to shooting the 5 people and not calling for aid for any of them because he didn't feel like they deserved it. He is now being held without bond. Now to the latest on Russia's war with Ukraine, both sides ramping up their attacks. Just this morning, a rare daytime attack in Kyiv where residents are seen running for shelter, and now Ukraine vowing to step up its counteroffensive.
Explosions echoing from above in Kyiv. Residents, including children with backpacks, screaming while running for cover in Ukraine's capital. You can clearly see missiles in the sky and hear air raid sirens ringing out in this rare daytime attack. People sheltering inside a metro station, the mayor urging them to stay there. This woman saying now it's scarier than even the start of the war. This latest attack came just hours after Ukraine's Air Force says Russia unleashed about 150 explosive missiles and drones on targets across the country in the past 36 hours. Ukraine claiming it shot almost all of them down with 1 person killed. The commander of Ukraine's armed forces signaling in a video a major offensive is coming. These soldiers showing ABC News how the country is stepping up artillery strikes to test and weaken the Russian line.
We've just seen a Ukrainian artillery strike on this drone feed here down onto Russian positions. You can see the smoke coming up just after.
With these attacks, Russia seems to be hoping it can wear down Ukrainian air defenses. A Ukrainian official telling ABC stocks of air defense missiles are running low. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
A massive wildfire is burning in Nova Scotia. The eastern Canadian city declared a state of local emergency late on Sunday after a wildfire caused evacuations and power outages. Roads are affected with smoke and flames, making driving very dangerous there. This month, the western province of Alberta declared a state of emergency after tens of thousands of people were forced from their homes as unprecedented wildfires kept on raging.
I've seen the images, I've seen the videos, and I've seen the reality of what's happening, the damage that's being caused, and it's very scary. It's very scary for sure.
More than 16,000 people have been evacuated. For more on today's news stories, come to crossroadstoday.com. Catch up on the latest surrounding Ken Paxton's impeachment in a Texas Tribune Capitol report. That's going to be under news. And now here's Howie.
Thanks, Karina. Okay, we're looking at some showers. The strongest stuff, though, down in Corpus Christi, but we'll talk more about it coming up in just a little bit. right, happy Memorial Day, everyone, as we're winding down. Well, we still got a few good hours left to be at the beach, the pool, grilling out, one of the grilliest holidays of the year. The few deviations in our plans, we're going to get to those. But, yeah, we were in the upper 80s today with the rain and the clouds. Yeah, cooling us down at times. We've been as low as 78, kind of bouncing around between the upper 70s and the lower 80s. All right, here is what we have. Showers today and Tuesday, dry later in the week, and then showers again potentially for next weekend. Here's what we have. So, yeah, we were up to 88 today, pretty much where we're supposed to be, within a degree or two, and these showers cooled us down. We've been as warm as 98 degrees back in 1912, and I say it all the time. We know this time of year, easily we could hit 95 as we close in on official summer, even though today is the unofficial start of summer. Here is what we have for the showers. We've been talking all week about hardcore, heavy downpour, excessive rain. Now, we're seeing the rain. I'm just not seeing at the moment as much of it as we predicted because there are other weather variables at work. Stable air pushing down, unstable air trying to get a little bit of a lift, and really at the moment, the stable air overpowering most of the storms because we're seeing scattered areas of some heavy rain in some spots, but you see wide open areas of nothingness in terms of the rain. But you go down to the southwest into the Corpus Christi area, we're looking at severe thunderstorms, we're looking at golf ball size and egg size hail with 70-mile-per-hour winds. So at the moment, we're doing a lot better than other areas in surrounding locations. For now, we could see these showers activate and get a little stronger as the sun continues to destabilize the atmosphere. But I'm going to keep an eye on everything for you and let you know at the moment, I think resume Memorial Day plans as is. All right, here's our dew points. Yeah, on the stuffy side, right around that 70-degree mark throughout a good portion of the viewing area. Some areas a little less. I think the overall temperatures get knocked down by some rain in certain areas. But yeah, we're at least 60 or above pretty much throughout the crossroads. Wind-wise, we were seeing some gusts in some spots at 30, 32 miles per hour. I was taking some storm activity in some of those areas. But again, it's so widely scattered. Some areas seeing rain, but really, I would say 85% of the viewing area really not seeing any rain at all, or at least continuously, as again, these showers stay on the scattered side. All right, so this unstable air has moved in to an area with high pressure and stable air. We're getting a little moisture off the Gulf, so we're getting a little collision. We're seeing some of these showers, and really these storms bringing some rain, but really we're staying mostly on the dry side. As we head into Tuesday, we'll start to get drier because most of this activity is going to move off. High pressure will get closer again and start moving to the area. That'll start pushing down on the atmosphere. We're going to stay dry really for much of Tuesday and after Tuesday through the rest of the week until maybe some showers fire up again for the weekend. We'll take another look on our future tracker. I'm not really seeing this. This is our future tracker. You're seeing the radars. There's most of the area not seeing these showers or for a very long period of time. Let it dry off a little overnight. You can see some showers activate again on Tuesday. Maybe a couple heavy bands, but really just not the heavy stuff that we anticipated. And as the week moves along, yeah, we're headed towards some drier times and drier days. Here's what we got for our marine forecast. Again, seas right around 2 feet, keeping our bays on the smooth side. Looking ahead over the next couple days, yeah, really the rain is maybe the most aggravated activity out there. Wind's not bad, and water temperature times pushing 80, 82 degrees. Cyclone activity, yeah, we're not looking at any this evening in the 70s, 20% chance of showers. I did put a 40% chance for overnight as we drop down to 69, and then for tomorrow, 89, partly sunny. I got a 30% chance of some showers. Looking ahead, here's what we got after we get by tomorrow. Yeah, staying dry for much of the week, but the weekend could bring us some more showers. For more weather news and sports, you can go to our app. That's at crossroadstoday.com, and that is free with any Android and iPhone. All right, we go to Karina.
Thanks, Howie. No, it's all right. It's all right. Well, with that, let's take it to sports reporter Zach Brown.
Karina and Howie, thank you. Tonight, Game 7 in Boston. I'll have that coming up in sports. All right, the biggest sports story of the day and every sports fan's favorite words, Game 7. That's tonight in Boston. The Celtics trying to do what no team has ever done before, come back from a 3-0 deficit. Teams trailing are historically 0-149. Boston won pretty much a miracle at the Horn in Miami. Now they get a chance to make history in front of its own home crowd in Madison Square Garden. Tip-off at 7:30. And while some teams are getting ready to compete for titles, others gearing up for next year. Former Raptors coach Nick Nurse replacing Doc Rivers in Philly. Nurse comes to a team that has MVP Joel Embiid, and who knows if they're going to retain James Harden. Nurse led Toronto to a title in 2019. He was coach of the year in the 2019-2020 season as well. Now from the hardwood to the diamond, Shiner gets ready for the regional final. All games will be at Marion High School as they face Johnson City. Game 1 set for Thursday at 7 p.m. Game 2 Friday at 5. If necessary, there would be a Game 3 immediately after Game 2. Good luck to the Shiner Comanches on their quest for a state title. Memorial Day, so that means lots of early afternoon baseball. The first place Texas Rangers in Detroit, scoreless ball game in the 5th until Corey Seager goes yard. 3-run shot, 3-0 Texas. In the 7th, the Rangers are going to tack on 2 more on a sacrifice fly and a single into right from Corey Seager, who had 4 RBIs on the day to make it 5-0. That would be your final score. Next, Royals at Cardinals. In the 5th inning, the Royals would put up 2 runs to make it 3-0. Now you're probably wondering, why is he showing us Cardinals-Royals highlights? Well, all eyes were on this game late. The Royals made a bid to pitch a combined perfect game until Nolan Arenado got a knock in the top of the 8th inning to spoil that. Royals, though, still win 7-0. And boy, did the Astros miss Altuve. Down 3, the short king delivers the grand slam with 2 outs and 2 strikes in the 7th to give them the lead. But Ryan Presley blew the save in the 9th. Astros lost the lead in the 10th. They lose the game 7-5. The Arizona Cardinals cut receiver DeAndre Hopkins, who was suspended the first 6 games for PEDs, and he missed 8 games overall, but he still led the team in receiving yards with 717 yards, and he had 3 touchdowns. He was set to make $19 million this year, almost $15 million in 2024. No doubt he would cost a lot of money. But for your viewer poll, would you like for the Cowboys to do whatever it took to bring in a guy like D-Hop to help bolster the receiving group? Oklahoma Sooner great CeeDee Lamb and the addition of Brandon Cooks. Maybe D-Hop could be another option for Dak, who threw 15 picks. Looking at what a lot of you have said, I think you agree. Karina, back to you.
Thanks, Zach. Now we're back in a moment. This Memorial Day, gas prices are not up, but condiments are. We have that story straight ahead. Pretty lucky this Memorial Day. Gas prices aren't up very much, and neither are foods like hot dogs or hamburgers, but they're still going to get you somewhere, and this year that's condiments. According to Data Assembly, the price of a bottle of ketchup is up nearly 28% from last year. Mustard is about 13% pricier, but experts say producers are still struggling with rising prices on sugar and wheat used in their products. Also, your worst suspicions might be true. Yes, some companies are using inflation as an excuse to boost their profit margins. All righty.
What do you put? You put on your dogs or your burgers?
There's a lot of people that say you don't put ketchup on a hot dog. I put ketchup on everything and relish. If you don't put that on there, you're wrong.
Relish
you don't like
gives
that,
you that
Nothing.
breath.
The meat in the bun. The meat in the bun for me.
That's me too, because
Oh,
relish
yeah?
gives you that hot breath.
Yeah.
That hot breath.
You guys need to grow up a little bit.
But it's the same. It's 31 flavors for everybody. But here, let's check this flavor out. It's Memorial Day. Well, look what we have in the area. We have some showers, yeah, but not as bad as what we anticipated. But look off to the northwest and then to the southwest. We're looking at Corpus Christi with 70-mile-per-hour winds as well as egg and golf ball size hail. All right, this evening in the 70s, cloudy. We could see some showers. Overnight, 69 degrees, mostly cloudy. Looking at some rain. And then here's what we got for tomorrow, 89 degrees. But we'll start to dry off on Tuesday. And that dry off looks to continue throughout a good portion of the work week. Then maybe looking at some rain again for Saturday and for Sunday. Want to talk more condiments? What do you guys want to do?
Okay, well, let's wrap it up. Okay, I got the case of the giggles here, but thank you for joining us. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube.
Happy Memorial Day, everyone.
Happy Memorial Day. Be safe out there.